Hi, I'm Dr. Tiffany Altilio at Bridge to Health Chiropractic, and I want to share an experience with you guys that I related to Pay the Farmer, the Pharmacist. So I went out and I got to do a tour of the Wisner's dairy farm over in Gaston, and it was the best experience. So I always know that I want to pay the farmer over the pharmacist, but I like to know, I want to see the process. I want to know where my food's coming from, what kind of work did it take to make it. And one of the things I found, not to my surprise, but was how knowledgeable these farmers are. So as I got a tour of the fields, and it was amazing. First, I didn't know there was a difference between field corn and sweet corn. So they were explaining to me about how field corn, they actually grow it to feed the cows. So they're growing their own food out there for the cows, which I think first is amazing. And then also, as we were going through looking at their areas, they were talking about the difference in the grass and the quality of the grass and the planting of it, and also about hay and the harvesting of it. And it was so much more complicated and interesting than I ever expected. And their knowledge over the generations of them doing it was spectacular. And then as we went back and we were seeing actually where the cows live when they're not out to pasture, when they're coming in to for the milking process, one of my favorite things that I saw was they had this equipment there, which was this big rough roll of it's basically a big butt massager that the cows could stand in line, and they like force their way in there and they're rubbing up to have basically a massage done. And you could tell like this equipment was only there for their enjoyment. And I thought that was really awesome that these farmers thought it through. And you could tell, like when I was asking them about different cows, like why is this one this way or that way, like they knew about the cow's personality and about their background. And we talked about how like certain cows don't really like each other. And like I found that really interesting from hanging out with horse people, like knowing the difference. But a lot of that is a no duh, but not really when you think it through, because there's so much involved in farming and how much knowledge it takes to actually produce this beautiful glass of milk that we get in our home. And I absolutely know from that experience that I want to pay the farmer. All right. I hope that was something you enjoyed and you got something out of, because I think it was just the best experience. Have a great day.